whoever is on here right now. I'm having a late night snack. So I'm going to get me a water. Ready? These are the Welch's Strawberry Peach. These are not sponsored, by the way. And they're pretty good. I like the Welch's grape as well. I'm trying to drink more water. And I'm not really that big of a fan of water, so I've tried to find decent water flavors. They're not full of all kinds of, you know, stuff. So these aren't too bad, and they taste good. So I'm having the peach, strawberry, and some homemade tater salad with sweet pickles in it. My mother-in-law makes the best sweet pickles. She had a can left over from a couple years. Last year we didn't get to can any sweet pickles because the cucumbers didn't do well. The only thing I don't like about this packet, it doesn't seem to mix up very well. But it tastes good. It's, for those of you that weren't on, it's strawberry peach. Like I said, I'm trying to drink more water. For somebody that doesn't like water, it's a feat, but I'm trying. Do you all drink a lot of water? For the people that are on here and the people watching back, do you drink a lot of water? My vice is Dr. Pepper and sweet tea. Dr. Pepper obviously is horrible for you, and sweet tea is full of sugar, so it's not good for you either. And my late night snack is homemade potato salad with sweet pickles. It's good. I like my potato salad salty with a lot of pepper. Hi, how are you, Lonnie? For those of you that are just hopping on, if you would, please double tap the screen. That gives the video a like. That's wonderful. Where are you, if you don't mind me asking, where are you located? You don't have to tell me exactly, but, or actually just tell me what the weather's like where you're at. You don't have to tell me where you're at. Just what's the weather like? This evening, it's cooler. We got up to, hello, you're in Ohio. That's amazing. James, if you would like me to check out that channel, if you would please go to one of my videos, short or long form video, and put that name on the video so that I can remember, because if I am during this live, a lot of things happens, and I forget the channel. So if you would just put the name on there, then I'll try to remember, or I will be able to remember. Looks like there's quite a few people that popped on. Hello, Melissa. Let me see. Hello, Robbie May. Gabriel, you're in Ohio. Hello, hello. Live on Mars. Hello, America. We live in Appalachia. We're in the Appalachian Mountain region. This week it's been cold. We've had some snow. We still have a little patches of snow on the ground right now. And it's been around in between 20 to 30 degrees Fahrenheit, but today we got up to 42 degrees Fahrenheit, and it was amazing. It felt like spring. I'm doing wonderful. Like I said, I'm having a late night snack. I'm trying to get my water in. I'm somebody that has trouble, like, I'm someone that has trouble like drinking water, and so I've been trying to get more water in. Um, Camel. It puts your Tyler. It puts your it hid your thing. Oh, because you keep posting camels. Okay. Camels. I love it. They're cute. Do chickens next time. They're my favorite. You can ask me something if it's appropriate. This is a family channel. But it's been cooler. I'm looking forward to spring. Someone that doesn't put you in timeout. No, just as long as you keep things appropriate, Tyler. I don't care. What is my favorite football team? I don't watch football. I don't watch any sports. Growing up, my dad was a big player of baseball. He loved baseball. He taught us baseball. So I played baseball until I wasn't allowed to be on baseball teams anymore. And I was stubborn, so I wouldn't play softball. But I was in a lot of sports as a teenager, which caused a lot of arthritis and carpal tunnel. And I feel way older than what I am now. So, bread. So I don't watch football. I don't watch any sports, but if I was to choose a sport to watch, it would be baseball. I loved baseball growing up, and my dad did too, and so he just passed that. Yeah, if you want to do chickens, you can do chickens. Totally. I totally don't care. 6, my day has been wonderful. It's been great. I've had, love the chickens. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you. Thank you. If you do too many, it holds you in review. So if you just do like a row of them, it won't block your thing. I can't make it show it because it thinks you're spam. So if you just do like a row of pictures, it's not as bad. Oh, the little baby chicks. Those are cute. But yeah, I don't really watch sports. My husband never really watched sports, so these skulls represent chickens. It's so funny. I can't remember what I was talking about. So I did, like I said, I did sports in high school, but that's about it. That's the last sports that I did. And we just don't watch sports. So I don't know. I don't have a favorite football team. The person that probably asked me is gone now, so I'm sure. Because people pop on here and then they pop off. For those of you that have not subscribed to the channel, or are unfamiliar with our channel, we are a homesteading, farmsteading channel. We raise chickens, quail, rabbits. We've raised cattle, ducks, goats. If you're looking for farm content and you want to learn more about our channel, I encourage you to subscribe. If you haven't, double tap the screen to like this video. I would appreciate it if you did. Thanksgiving. But we raise, that's what we raise. I have videos on raising animals. We also, if you're into gardening, we have two playlists of gardening for 2023 and gardening for 2024. Lord's will and the creek don't rise. We will be doing gardening videos for I'm sorry, excuse me. We will be doing garden videos for 2025. I've got, and I totally forgot. I told the people that were on live last night, if they hopped on today, I was going to show our plants. And we woke up this morning and I was worried about our gourd seeds, our loofah gourd seeds, and they have, one of them has come up, which is great. And I have 2 tomato plants that have come up. So I'm super excited about that. I'm super excited to get started in the garden and get gardening going. We just got to wait for spring to get here. For those of you that are on here, what is your favorite late night snack? I can't say that potato salad is my favorite late night snack, but that's what I'm eating right now. When I was growing up, my dad's favorite late night snack was the Lay's original, like, thin sliced potato chips and milk. Hi, Quack Attack. How are you? Oreos and beer. That sounds like a horrible mixture. My daughter said that sounds gross. Not Oreos and milk?
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm doing well. We had a 42-degree temperature today, 42 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm one happy camper. To me, that feels like spring is upon us, is coming. I've never liked the taste of it. Never. Never, not once. Oreos and milk sounds like a good late night snack. My husband's, one of his favorites is not Oreos and milk, but cookies and milk. He likes chocolate chip cookies. And then he's so funny. We drink out of mason jars here. We drink our coffee out of coffee cups, and the rest of our drinks are typically out of mason jars. I do have a few cups that a family member gave me, and you'll see me drinking out of them every once in a while in videos, but most of the time we're drinking out of mason jars. And so he takes a wide mouth, not this big, but he takes the pint wide mouth mason jars. He fills it up with cookies, chocolate chip cookies, not one of these, but a pint. He fills it up and with cookies, and then pours the milk over it and lets it get soggy and eats it like that. Give me just a second. But that's his favorite late night snack. My favorite late night snack is usually anything salty. I love salt. I crave salt all the time. Hello. Love from India. I believe you were on live maybe last night. Are you coming back from India? I have a lot of people from India that show up on my lives. Also on my videos, so they must push my videos to people in India, which is cool. Maybe it's the goats. Are boar goats common in India? Or goats? Do a lot of people raise goats in India? Because I think most of the videos, most of the views of people from India are for the goats, the boar goat breed. Boar goats are They are a breed out of Africa. So, kind of, you know, same side of the world. I just wonder if that's what it is. Because there is a lot of that and our gardening videos. I see a lot of people outside of the US that watch the videos. But I always wondered, one, because I speak English, and two, because, you know, I'm a hillbilly. And so I didn't, you know, I don't know what would be appealing about me to people in India, but I love it, you know. I love that, you know, y'all are here. It's cool. I don't know what it is about my last few lives, but they've been running really slow. There hasn't been very many people that are active. So it's odd. But I love that the same people are showing up most evenings, because I get to know you all, and that's the reason why I do these lives, is so I can communicate and, you know, get to know the people that support my channel. I think that it's, you know, really cool to be able to interact with you guys and have conversations. And, you know, our lives are pretty fun sometimes. Last night's live was really fun. Had a lot of people. Yeah, I just wondered what about my videos seemed, you know, were appealing to people of India. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. I adore the fact that I can be just a simple person from the hills of of the United States, and, you know, be a hillbilly, but still have a connection with people around the world. I love that. I love being able to educate and to help and to answer questions and to learn from different people from different areas, you know, even outside of the US. I think that it's really fun. And I hope that you all enjoy learning from me as well. I guess, you know, some do. Somebody on live, I think last night, I think that's really cool. I'm glad you're here. I love seeing like the same little profiles and the same names pop up, and, you know, get to know you know, you all through a platform. I think that it's really fun. I hope that, I'm guessing you all enjoyed as well. So this is my third year. Starting in January last month, it was my third year of having a YouTube channel. And I've gotten, last year I had 2,000 watch hours. But each year, once you, your watch hours can go up and down. And so I have, I think, 1,100 watch hours. So I need quite a bit. It's went down by quite a bit. But I've been having more watch time. So this year I've averaged a higher amount of watch time than I have in the years previously more quickly. So like through the month of January and February, I've had more watch time than I had last year in January and February, if that makes sense. So I'm hoping that that will be enough in order to bring me over to be monetized. My goal this year is to be monetized. I really feel like I could do more for the channel. I could do more for the people that watch my channel if I became monetized. If I become monetized, I will try to do obviously higher quality videos, but I just can't. I can't justify spending money or even more time than I am now on putting videos out and not being paid and compensated for them. And I've I work hard. Not saying that I don't work hard. I try to answer questions that people. I wish I could do 4 or 5 hour lives. I usually do my lives usually are like 1 hour to an hour. I've done close to, I think last night's live was an hour and 40 minutes. And by the end of it, but I did a live a couple weeks ago, maybe last week, that got like 15 hours of watch hours. So, it's very difficult. Also, I don't know if I'm, um, what's the word? Entertaining enough to be able for people to look at me for 4 or 5 hours. I don't really have anything to show for 4 or 5 hours. On top of the fact that, I have duties, jobs, things that need done throughout the day. 4 or 5 hours is like a work day. It's a half of a work day. I wish I could, I wish I was able to. I wish I could, just carry you all around with me. I've had several people request me do live cooking videos of me in the kitchen and cooking, because we cook different in our region than a lot of people do. But it's very difficult to actually do cooking videos. That's why there's not very many of them. I have a lot of videos of like shorts of showing my food, but it's very difficult to do cooking videos because you always forget something, or you always mess something up, or you do something. It feels like you're running out of time when you do cooking videos. It's difficult. So I definitely understand the people that do cooking videos, how difficult it is for them. I'd say if I did more, I would be able to get into like a groove and do it, but I don't know. I have done live canning videos, but I think it's easier to do live preserving and canning videos because you're doing one task just over and over again. You said, but in my opinion, you have the ability to talk, continues, and only those people will succeed who talk much and communicate with their subscribers. I agree with you. I wish I had the time to do it. I agree with you. I think that you are onto something. Once I got monetized, though, I don't think if I did multiple hours. See, I try to do a live every single day. Yesterday I did 2 lives in one day. And something that I've learned in the few years that I've been doing YouTube is that certain times of day, it doesn't matter if you stay on live for an hour, you just don't get as many views. Like this live. It's Sunday here. It's after 10 o'clock in the evening, and there's one person on here, you. There hasn't been very many people that have been on this live, but then other times I will do a live and I'll have, by the end of the live, I'll have 100, 200 people on the live. So it just depends on the night. And so I could do a live for a couple hours, and maybe it would get my watch time up. But if there's nobody there watching, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's Sunday here. It's Sunday evening. It's nighttime here. It's late. Yeah, it's 10:30 here. 10:30 p.m. So it's late here. And I don't do very well. I don't do very well during daytime lives. I've tried doing lives in the like morning hours. I've tried doing lives in the afternoon, but I just don't get viewers. And so I've found that if I do them in the evening, I'm more likely to get. Is it really? Is it 8:23 a.m. or 8:23 p.m.? I've found that if I just do lives in the evening, that I have a higher chance of getting more views than I do during the day or in the morning hours. So p.m. So you're just a couple hours off from us, about 2 hours. Yeah, I don't know. I think that if I just continue to do lives, if I can continue, and I not only do this just for the watching hours, you know, that is part of it, but I really do like to communicate with you guys. I do like having these conversations. I like answering questions. I like talking and just having, you know, great conversations. We've talked about everything on these lives. It feels like we've talked about a lot of things on the lives throughout the years, and I love doing it. I love just talking to my subscribers. I love just having this community of people. I love to be educated. I love to hear new ideas, like you were just giving ideas. I love to hear new ideas. I love the fact that you're asking me questions about my channel and, you know, investing time in my channel by watching and, you know, communicating with me. I appreciate it. Hello, Oak Ridge. How are you doing? I think you hopped on live last night, but I was talking and I missed your comment. I never did get an email from you. But hello, how are you doing? But yeah, I love just having this conversation with you all, and no matter if there's one person on here or 24 people on here, I love to just be able to talk with you guys. For those of you that are on here, if you haven't double tapped the screen, let me interrupt your viewing for a second. If you haven't double tapped the screen to like the video, I would appreciate it if you do. And if you haven't subscribed, if you will please subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate that as well. It's going to help with the algorithm. It's going to help me be able to be monetized and be able to hang on a little bit longer. I think though this year, hopefully is going to be the year for me. Hopefully I can get my watch hours up this year. I have been trying to work harder towards getting my watch hours. It never popped up. I don't know another way to... Maybe I can send you a friend request on Facebook because you have a Facebook page, correct? Are you the only Oak Ridge Taxidermy on Facebook? Because if that's the case, then I'll know it's you. Somebody just... Oh, I got a notification off Facebook. But yes, I love just, you know, having conversations, carrying on conversations, and getting to know you all, getting to know my subscribers, getting to, you know, figure out what they like and what they don't like and what they would like to see, and, you know, things like that. I am one person. I can't do absolutely everything, but I love answering questions, and I love being able to... Oh, okay. I love being able to... I love being able to just, you know, answer questions if I can, or answer questions live, or answer questions through a long form video. I've done that. I've answered questions for my subscribers and people that have questions regarding our animals or the garden. I get a lot of questions about the garden. I feel like a lot of people love the idea of raising a garden, love raising gardens. I know it's not something that everybody can raise as large of a garden as we do, but it's fairly simple. And I love talking about that. The garden is my happy place. My two favorite places on the farm is the garden and the rabbitry. I can be in the rabbitry all day, although I do love watching the chickens. I love watching the chickens peck at the ground, and I can just stare at them for a good while and watch them. For people that don't have animals, maybe don't understand, but each animal has a different personality. Some of them are grumpy and mean and sassy, and some are funny and lovable and cuddly. And then of course we raise animals for. Oh yes, we have a farm, and of course we raise animals for meat purposes, and we hunt and we fish and we herp, and we hunt for mushrooms and edible things out in the wilderness, and we're outside. We spend majority of our time outside, and I love sharing that with people because I feel like it's uncommon, especially in the U.S. and the United States. It's uncommon for people to want to spend time outside. Most people just want to be inside all the time, and we're the exact opposite of that. We would rather be outside than inside majority of the time. You catch us inside when it's dark outside. But then in the summertime, we're outside even when it's dark. So, but in the wintertime, we're inside when it's dark. It's cold. But when the sun's out, we're out. And I love being able to share that with everybody. I love being able to share our love for nature. I love being able to share our love for our home and Appalachia. I love being able to share the things that we love to, the people that are watching. And I think that it's maybe helping people see what they could potentially have, or be able to see a different lifestyle. We really we live a slow, simple lifestyle. I got called a hillbilly today. Like it was derogatory, like it was something that I shouldn't strive to be. But I love that. I love when people look at me and they just see a country girl. They just see a farm girl. They just see, like somebody said in a derogatory term, a hillbilly. I love that. That's a wonderful compliment to me. And we were on live last night and somebody was picking at me, but they weren't doing it mean, but they were talking about my accent and the way I sound, and I love the way I sound. I love that that I sound different than other areas and other regions in the U.S. and I think that it's wonderful. Actually, I think that people, I know I've had at least two comments that I can think of off the top of my head. One particular person, I can't remember exactly how they worded it, but essentially they said, I knew you knew what you were talking about by your accent, by the way I sounded, which I wouldn't necessarily listen to somebody's accent and think that they know what they're talking about. But people know, by the way I sound, typically where I'm from. They know that I am in the South. They know that, they know by listening to me talk that I don't sound like a lot of people. And I love that. I love that. Not that I'm all wise, not that I know everything, because I surely don't. I have a lot to learn. I'm somebody that always wants to learn. I'm eager to learn new things. I'm eager to do new things. I'm eager to try new things. And I hope that I pass that on. Like, I hope when you watch my videos, I hope that you see that I'm doing what I love. I hope that you see that I'm showing the things that I love. I'm showing our farm life in Appalachia because I love it. I love doing this. I love waking up every day. I love being with my family. I love having my husband at home with me. I love having my daughter at home with me. I love us just being together as a family and being together and doing things together and learning new skills together and raising our food together and preserving our food together. And and that's essentially what our channel is about. It's about my channel's name is Lantern Creek Farm Life in Appalachia. And I wanted to be sure that I included farm life in Appalachia because that is what our channel is about. The name of our farm is Lantern Creek Farm, but the channel itself is about our life in Appalachia, our farm life in Appalachia. And just how we love it and enjoy it, and how we want to share that joy and love of raising our food and the slow life that we live and the togetherness that we live. I think it's very common, again, in America, for families to be separated from their partner, from their... Well, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. For their partner to be away from them, for their children to be away from them for majority of the day, for them to be separated from their family. But wonderful talking to you as well. Thank you so much for coming on. For them to be separated from their family, for them to be separated from their spouse, from them to be separated from their children. And, we said, we're not going to do that. We're going to stay together. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. We're not going to do that. We're going to stay together. We're going to homeschool our child. We're going to spend our time as a family together. We're going to work together as a family. We're going to raise our food together as a family. We're going to work hard as a family. We're going to learn new skills together as a family. And I think that's opposite of what most families do. I think that people spend more time in this life spending, away from their family, to pay bills for things that they don't need. I've talked about on lives before about how we were able to, stay home. And that came with what some people would see as sacrifices, but it's not sacrifices to us. It's gain to us to be able to be together. It's gain to us to be able to, not rely on the newfangled things of the world, the new shiny gadget of the world, but just to rely on each other, to just have that togetherness as a family, and to be together, and to, just to work hard together, to have, like I said, a slow, simple life, and to teach our daughter the things that we want her to know. We want her to know about life. We want her to know about the Lord. We want her to know about her food. We want her to know about important skills in life, and things that we see as important for raising a child, or to be together as a to learn together as a family. And that's just not common. It's not common nowadays, I feel like, for children to have a work ethic. It's not common nowadays for children to know where their food comes from. It's not common nowadays for children to have a relationship with their parents and their family. I feel like as a whole, in general, parents have let down their children. Their children have no faith in them. They're not able to rely on them, just as a parent, as an individual, as they're not able to trust them. There's so many families nowadays that grandparents are raising children. And why is that? Their grandparents are raising children because their children, the parents, are unreliable. They're undependable. They're not dependable, I mean. And those are not things that I wanted to instill in our child. I wanted to instill in our child a good relationship with her mother and a good relationship with her father, and to raise her to be a decent human being. Now, I know that, children make choices, they become adults, they make choices, and that's up to her. But there's a saying in the Bible, I can't quote it exactly, but it says that however you raise your child is how they'll go as an adult. That's, what they'll turn out to be. I misquoted it there, but it's essentially the same thing. And whether you believe the Bible or not, that's still true. However you raise your child, 9 times out of 10, that's what they're going to become. So if you raise your child in a reckless home life, where you're not dependable, where you have no work ethic, where you don't put your family first, where you don't provide for your family, 9 times out of 10, that child is going to grow up. It's going to be undependable. It's going to have no work ethic. It's not going to put their family first. And that's where you have situations like we have now, where girls do not, they get pregnant by boys, essentially, who are claiming to be men, that do not take care of their responsibilities. They don't want to be in a relationship with a girl. They just want to make a baby, and not take responsibility for that child. And then a lot of times you have situations where girls continue to get pregnant by men who don't want to take care of their children. And the same, it goes both ways. There's situations where girls have children, they don't want to take care of them, and the father has to take care of them. Or it goes in the way where the mother and the father don't want to take care of their children, and their grandparents have to raise children. Grandparents were not meant to raise children. And you can see that now, because a lot of children, especially in my generation, a lot of kids that I went to school with, their grandparents raised them. Their grandparents raised them because their parents were incapable of being sober or being able to maintain a job or have any type of responsibility. And because of that, those children had to suffer. And some of them have good work ethic, but majority of the time the children are bratty, they're mean, they're iPad kids or cell phone kids or television kids, and they sit in front of a screen all day long and they don't know how to function. They're babies. They don't know how to, do basic adult things like take care of themselves, to get a job, to have responsibilities, to take care of their responsibilities. And that's an ever occurring situation that you see so much. And, things happen, and, but it's so common now that we have, adults or people that are of adult age that still act like children. Men that don't want to work, that don't want to take care of their responsibilities, that they want to sit at a computer all day long or sit in front of the TV all day long and play video games and pretend like that's a job. Women that have multiple children and they want to live off the government, and they want the government to pay for the things that their baby daddy should be paying for, and that's the situation that's majority of society is made up of now. 9 times out of 10, if you go into the grocery store, you can look around and you can see very obviously what has happened, what is common in this world right now. And the common denominator is that we have adults that don't know how to function as adults. They don't know how to pay bills. They don't know how to maintain a job. They are entitled. They think that they're above any job out there. Or they'll say there is no work out there, but actually there is. They just don't want to do it. They're lazy. And like I said, entitled. They think that they're, above doing low-level jobs, but they've never actually had a job before. And the thing about it is you have to start on those low-level jobs. There is very few people in this world that have started on a high-level job, and been able to function. And even that goes for people that went to college. Just because you have a college degree doesn't mean that you're going to be able to start out with the job that you went to school for. There's so many people that were told that they have to go to college, that they have to go in debt. And this is, I'm speaking from experience. I went to college as well. That you have to go to college and you have to, get in debt, and that will guarantee you a job, but it doesn't guarantee you a job. My mother, didn't go to college until I was an adult. She got a degree in something that she's not even working in, and that job, they told them that it was a job that needed to be filled. It was in the nursing, medical profession, and yeah, they need people in the nursing medical profession, but they're not going to hire somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. And so you have to do the grunt work. You have to start in the low level jobs. But the issue with the generations that are here, the people that are my generation and the people that are above my generation, is they thought that they were too good for the low level jobs. Or just, I guess, my generation, they thought they were too good for the low level jobs, and so they just never worked. And so now they're, in their mommy's basement, playing video games all day and living off the government and living off their mom. And they think, well, I'll just go to school. Well, just because you go to school doesn't guarantee you a job. You can go to college. You can go get your CDL. You can go get some licensing and such or whatever, but that doesn't mean you're going to get that job. And that doesn't mean just because you start a job, let's say I get my CDL right now, I'm not going to be able to start at a high-paying, high-level job right off the bat. They're going to make me get experience. Most companies will require you to have like 6 to 9 months of experience to even hire you. So you've got to do the grunt work. You've got to start, in the trenches. You gotta be the low guy. You gotta be the newbie. In order to, grow. And there's a reason for that, because you don't know everything right off the bat. And companies are not going to, put their hands in somebody that has no clue what they're doing or no clue, what they're talking about. But I'm getting way off course here, but I was talking about the generations that just think that they're lazy. That they don't have any, they don't have the skills that they think they do. And they don't have work ethic to go behind their basic needs of life. And they're suffering. And, a lot of what you see now is a lot of mental illness coming out. A lot of people are suffering from depression, and a lot of people are suffering from different types of mental illness. And I think a lot of that goes back to just how we were raised, how our generation was raised. I wasn't particularly raised that way. We were raised to have work ethic. My parents always worked. But they were never taught, how to create their own purpose. You have to, you can get very depressed very quickly if you feel like that you're not needed, if you feel like you have no purpose in life. But the thing about it is somebody can't give you purpose. You have to create your own purpose. You have to, be a decent human being to have purpose in life. And in order to be a decent human being, you gotta, find things to do that give you purpose, which is have a job, pay your own bills, be a dependable person, be a good person. And that's the thing too, is you see so many people that are just not good. What happened to just being a decent human being? Being a decent human being is like gone. It was like the Black Plague. It is just plaguing everything. Like, there's very rarely do you like come across somebody who is like a decent human being. Most people are rude and disrespectful and entitled and bratty and just it's crazy to think about. Just where has decency gone? Not only decency for other people, but decency for themselves. You can tell just by the way people dress and by the way that they act that they have no respect for themselves. They have no decency inside them. And you can tell that by the way they dress, by the way they walk, by the way they talk, by the way they treat people. Everybody doesn't have a good day. Like every day you wake up, you're not going to have a good day. But does that mean that I need to treat other people hateful because I'm having a bad day? No, it don't. Sometimes I have bad days and sometimes I get snappy and short with my family and I regret it. But do I get snappy and short with people out in public just because I'm having a bad day? No, I don't. I have decency. And decency has just went out the window. Just treating people kindly because they deserve it has went out the window, and it's crazy. That's crazy to me. I feel like being able to just walk through public without having to deal with just people that have absolutely no respect for themselves or other people is just not something that I enjoy doing. I can't. I don't hardly go out in public, and I hate taking my child out in public just because of the way people act. You said I treat people kindly because I don't want to come back as a meat chicken. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but like seriously though, like what happened to just treating people nice, People get on my nerves. But do I tell them they get on my nerves? No. Not people I don't know, I don't tell people I don't know that they get on my nerves. I'm just, nice to people. And you should be. You should be because it's a reflection on you. If you're just walking through life just being mean to people because you can, that just says something about you. And just who you are as a person. I've told my daughter this. People will say something mean to her or snarky or something to hurt her feelings, and I tell her, I say, honey, it's not a reflection on you. It's a reflection on them. It's the way that somebody treats you tells you who they are as a person. People will tell on themselves very quickly. They tell on themselves so quickly. You see, I'm playing some video games right now, listening to the stream. I'll message when I can, but for sure it does, yeah. Kyle said, I was told that there is a fine line between nice and bad. Yeah, well, the line comes when you're rude, and just being rude to people. And typically those people that, like I was telling my daughter, it's a reflection on people, the way that they treat her. Because you can be doing absolutely nothing. You can be the sweetest person in the world, and people will pick on you and poke at you and be mean to you just because you're the sweetest, nicest person in the world. And that's a reflection on them. People make mistakes. People, like I said, people have bad days. But having a bad day does not entitle you to be a hateful person, Like, I don't agree with absolutely everybody. And I love debates. I love being able to have an educational debate with somebody. I love, you being educated, me being educated on a certain topic, and us having a good, healthy debate. I love that. I love being able to just have a conversation with somebody. But But if you can't do that respectfully, then you shouldn't. I don't, not saying that I agree on whatever, absolutely what everybody believes on. And I'm not somebody that's going to bow down to what you believe, but I can be nice to you. And just because I don't agree with whatever you say doesn't mean that I have to loathe you. It doesn't mean I have to hate you. It doesn't mean I even have to treat you bad. But people don't get that now, especially, and I hate to bring politics in it, and I'm not going to talk about politics, but people do that in politics so bad. It has gotten so bad within the last few years that if you don't believe, like my side, so let's say I'm a Democrat and you're a Republican, like you think that makes you entitled to be mean to me. Or rather, I'm a Republican and you're a Democrat. People think that makes you able to be mean to me for absolutely no reason, for no reason whatsoever. And like I said, I can have healthy debates. I can, probably not on politics because I don't know much about them, but I can educate myself and have a healthy debate with somebody about something. A lot of people that are your friends now are originally your rivals. Yeah, I think that as an adult, especially, you should be able to have conversations without being mean to people. You should be able to have a bad day without being mean to somebody. What is this? Elementary school? Is this middle school? But adults have not grown up is what's happened. This generation, my generation that we're in, they never grew up. So they don't know how to have a conversation. They don't know how to hold a job. They don't have any work ethic. They don't know how to pay bills. They don't know how to, maintain a healthy communication line. They don't know how to communicate in general. They don't know how to, actually be able to just be respectful to somebody. They think that they're like, because they are who they are, which is absolutely nothing, that they're entitled to something. In your case, it was when you had started in high school. Yeah, there's well, I don't really communicate with anybody that I knew in high school. I have friends that I had in high school that we're adults now. But I don't really have friends now because I'm an adult, a mother, and juggling life. But I think because we have these issues in adults where they don't know these skills, they don't know the life skills, that they feel worthless, that they feel low, that they feel like they have to belittle other people. And guys, that's a mental illness. That's depression. That's not how we, should be as adults. And like I said, people have bad days. And you slip and you say stuff and, you do stuff that's not nice and not kind, but be the bigger person and, apologize and mean it when you apologize. But the bigger issue here is that these type of behaviors are being passed down. You're out of game now. Being passed down, and they're you got recognized in church, had no clue who it was, I think, from YouTube. That's funny. I've never been recognized in public. That will be the day when I'm recognized in public. I'll probably be so embarrassed. I would probably be so embarrassed if somebody was like, hey, I've seen your YouTube channel. I get embarrassed now when family members say they watch my channel. I try to avoid the conversation. Then a different lady getting in a car next to us was like, oh, you're that person, pointed at my YouTube magnet. I'm like, our channel, yeah, I've watched it a few times. That's so cool. I would be so embarrassed. The amount of shades of red that I would be unbelievable. I wouldn't even know what to say. What do you say to that? What do you say? Thank you? You know, what do you say? Because I don't know what to say. That's neat though that you got recognized. But yeah, I think that you said I pretended like I knew the person in church. Oh my gosh. Lying in church. Oh, and that's the baby. You standing in the Lord's house lying. That's so funny that he knew you. Not funny that you lied in church. I don't condone that. Let me see, it's like when I was at the store, I had been spotted by an old school friend, but I couldn't remember their name until I got home. He said, hey man, OMG, that is so good to see you here. I'm like, awesome, bro, you too. I have to admit that I have been. You said I'm not a mistakable person. I'm a mistakable person. So when people pretend like they know me, I don't know how I would act, you know? I don't know how I would act. I feel like as many people talk about the way you look as people talk about the way I look. I don't know if that's common for other YouTubers. Is other YouTubers having the issue of what our ethnicity is? I feel like on your lives you get as many questions about what you are as I do. And I don't know why. Like, why is what I am, why does it matter, you know? I don't think it matters that much. And I think when you have the beard, too, people automatically just want to assume things. I lapse memory. I've got a horrible memory is what I've got. I've got the memory of like a 89-year-old. I cannot hardly remember anything. I can remember faces, and that's what I tell people. Like when they're talking to me, I can remember your face. Like 9 times out of 10, almost 100% of the time, I can look at somebody and be like, they're familiar. I've seen them before. And my husband's like, you've never seen them before. But I can remember a face. Can I remember your name? Absolutely not. It is so hard for people. For me to remember names. I can't hardly remember somebody's name. And I have to see it like over and over and over again. Like it took me forever to learn Mike's name, which is horrible. I don't know if you know that, Mike, but it took forever for me to learn your name. I remember Jacqueline's because I went to school with a Jacqueline, but I don't think I know. Well, I know one Mike, but I'm not, really that familiar with him. And so it's hard for me to remember names. Now, if I seen your face on somebody else's YouTube channel, I would know who you were. But your name, no, I can't remember a name. And it's so hard for me. But I can remember somebody's face. So if I've seen them before in school, I might not remember what grade they were in or, if I graduated with them, but I should be able to remember their face. And so that's what I tell people. If they're like, oh, hey, I know you, I'm such and such, I'll be like, I'm so sorry, I can't remember your name. I'm horrible with names. But, you said, LL, he probably thought I was Muslim. Convert because my beard and my olive skin. I've noticed that people call you Muslim. That they ask if you're Muslim. I remember on one live that somebody told you to go back where you came from. And I thought, wow, that is rude. What an assumption to make. But why would it matter, Why would it matter? But people just, they want to make a mountain out of a molehill. I was getting ready to say an anthill. That's probably what they'd make it out of, an anthill. But I'm accused of being all kinds of things. Somebody asked if I was Asian the other day on live. One guy that I graduated with, I found out that he was from North Carolina. North Carolina is beautiful. I've only been through North Carolina and South Carolina twice, but it's beautiful. It's rude. It's rude. And used to, when people would get on, like, how many lives have you been on where I've had to explain what ethnicity I am? And I'm like 50 different kinds. And so every time I'm like, I'm this and I'm that, and I'm this and I'm that. And then I just got tired of like telling people what I was. Why does it matter what I am? You know, if I am Asian, why does it matter? You know? I just got tired of explaining. I mean, I love my ethnicity. I love, the people that I came from. I love my grandparents, but I don't look like them. And so when people see me, they see everything but what I am. I've had people come on here and tell me that I'm not Irish. And they probably wouldn't believe that I had Native American in me if my eyes weren't so tiny. but I've been called Asian and such, and it really just doesn't matter, I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter. You always tell them you first. Yeah, like we don't have to go through my entire background, my entire ethnicity. You said just have a whiteboard in the background and whip it out. Be like, here's my family tree. What's up, big guy? Nothing much, little guy. He said, what's going on, Red? I've never been called big guy before. I think I take that as a compliment. I don't know if I should. Was it meant as one? I don't know if you were on here, Mike, earlier, but somebody on Facebook called me a hillbilly. It's a derogatory term. And I loved it. I felt like I had accomplished something in life. That is the very first time I've ever been called a hillbilly. And to say that I enjoyed it is an understatement. I told my husband immediately. I said, somebody just called me a hillbilly. He said, dang, I wish somebody called me a hillbilly. Yeah, I loved it so much. She deleted it immediately after she said it. But I loved it. Whenever anybody asks me and my girlfriend where we are from, I tell them, who wants to know? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you're new to my channel, but I get asked multiple times throughout a live, usually almost every single live, 5 or 6 times, I get asked or accused of being something. And the other day I just got off live because it was just over and over again, like talking about what I am. And I got so tired of it. You said I want to be a hillbilly when I grow up. You know what? I did too. And it was the very first time I'd ever been called one. And I don't think that she liked the fact that I loved it so much. Like, I took that as an honor. Please make me a plaque. I will hang it up on the wall. I probably need to write it down in my diary. What's today's date? I don't know what today's date is. February 23rd, 2025. Called a hillbilly for the very first time. Heart. I loved it so much. You said you're one laid back fella for sure. You said you should throw a party. I wanted to. I probably would have invited her if she wouldn't have deleted her comment. But she immediately retracted it. Immediately. I loved it so much. You said I want to get a hillbilly mouthpiece and just see how many people it brings on. I would let you borrow my teeth, but they're attached. I have to go now, but before I do, I want to wish you and the chat a good night. Good night, Kyle. Thank you so much for hopping on. If you're new, I try to do lives every single evening, so you can come on back if you'd like. I don't have a set time, though, and don't count on it, because sometimes I miss a night. But if you subscribe, you'll get notified. He said, look it up on Amazon. Hillbilly teeth mouthpiece. They got rank ones. He said, your teeth are nice, don't worry. You should have seen them before I got braces. They were probably the definition of hillbilly teeth. Except I had them all. You know, they weren't rotted or nothing. But they were crooked. And Andy's were much worse. I've made fun of his teeth over and over again. And one day I was making fun of him. He said, my mom said they were cute. I said, well, your mom was lying. She told you that because she felt bad for you. And then I told her, I said, Andy told me that you said that his teeth were cute when you were little. She said they were. I said, they were ugly. You were lying to that kid. They were not cute. But we all have our ugly stages. He said, your mom was lying. I did. I instantly said, I said, your mom was lying to you. Not cute. He looked like he chewed corn through a picket fence. Your mama said I look cute today, head. Aw. He was cute, just his teeth wasn't. You know what, though? My mama didn't lie to me. She said, honey, we getting you braces. Your teeth are awful. We were raised different. Two different types of households. He came from a loving, nurturing household. I came from an honest, brutal one. It reminds me of the scene in Waterboy. Well, your mama's wrong. I've never seen Waterboy. That's so funny. My mama never lied to me and told me my crooked teeth were cute. She never did. She never did say, honey, I think you should keep those. She said, honey, I think you need some braces. You ain't got no room in there. We're gonna have to take a couple teeth out and get you some braces on. Mama said alligators so hungry because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush. Is that off of a movie? You've got bad teeth. I always feel bad for people that have bad teeth. I know a lot of bad teeth is hereditary. I've got family members that have that condition where their, what's it called, the enamel on their teeth breaks off. And their teeth are really brittle and they break off and they're real bad to get cavities. Cavities. And so I know, some bad teeth are just because people don't brush their teeth. But other, bad teeth is just hereditary. It's just genetics. And like I said, I have family members that have, really, really bad teeth where they just, they can't help it. All right. See you in a minute, Mike. But, yeah, they can't help it. And I always feel bad, for people that they're going to be mad at you. You're late. Yeah, they don't like that. Mine throw bowls. Mine will literally throw tantrums and throw bowls if they don't get fed when they think they should. Or if they don't get hay when they think they should. I was videoing the other day and Beth was like beating her bowl on the ground because I gave Whimsy hay and not her. She was throwing a fit. She was throwing a total tantrum. But yeah, I feel bad for people that have bad teeth because I know, hey Ben, what's you doing, bud? You're glad you found this channel. I'm glad you found this channel too. We're just some cool people around here. we just try to, I told Mike the other day because he was talking about getting a bunch of us on a live and us doing a live together. I said, we are a motley crew. We are a motley crew to be getting on live together. It would be very entertaining though. For quite a few of us to get on live, it would be so funny. You said hitting the sack lightly, but don't need any more bruising. Bless your heart. He said, Mike, We both played. Yeah. He said, yeah, it would be the most out of pocket thing ever. I would be the only girl. I would be the only girl there. This big bunch I hang out with on here on YouTube Live, I would be the only one. I think it's so funny too, because like I was thinking about it last night and I was thinking about it today that like we had such a fun live last night, but I'm the only girl. You said your wife said you couldn't get any more. We shall see. He said 1 minute we were talking about dinosaurs, the next bunnies. Yeah. Yeah, if I was ahead of the live, we would, because I can't stay on one topic. I don't know how these other channels, like farm channels, they'll be only talking about farming. How do you all manage that? How do they manage that? Because I can't stay on one topic. I think just in this live, we've talked about lazy adults, family, gardening, I don't know. What have we talked about since you've been on here? I can't keep it. I'm ADHD. I can't keep one topic in mind. He said I'm a sit down comedian. Yeah, I'm just my mind is like squirrel, you know. I can't keep anything on my mind. Speaking of that, you said your channel is a major collection of random stuff. LOL. Guns, comedy, to random things my kids do. Yeah. At least my channel, like my actual videos, is, homesteady stuff, But my lives are not. They're far from it. I try to talk about like I'll try to sit down and be like, in this live, we're only going to talk about gardening. And by the end of it, we're done getting philosophical and talking about everything under the sun. I could have some conversations about dinosaurs. Now that you brought them up, that's all I can think about is dinosaurs. I seen a video the other day, or I read an article, I can't remember, that they believe T-Rexes had feathers. Did you all know that? Did they think T-Rexes have feathers? Also, I watched a video that they said that the dinosaurs that had arms, like the ones that stood up on their back legs and had arms. Yeah, they are in the Bible. The ones that had arms, they were saying that their arms would be, so here's a jar, hopefully I don't drop it, that their arms would be like this, but their wrists do not roll like ours do, so they wouldn't be able to like turn their hands like this, or their arms wouldn't be down like this, because usually they'll show them like this, and then they'll show them like grabbing stuff, but really their arms were just stuck in one position, so that, would be like this, or maybe stuck like that. I can't remember exactly how it was, but I think that, so it'd be like they're grabbing stuff, like a T-Rex would be grabbing like this. Also, like I said, they said that T-Rexes possibly had feathers. They also think that dinosaurs were not like, like the dinosaurs that we grew up thinking, we thought that they were like earth tones, like browns and greens and tans and things like that. But they think that they were colorful. They think that they were like multicolored, which makes sense because, like I think of like lizards, alligators, crocodiles, chickens are, descendants of dinosaurs, things like that. And those are colorful, He said, I have many T-Rexes in the backyard. Yeah, I do too. All kinds. But they're colorful, you know what I mean? And so in my mind, it would make more sense, besides the dinosaurs that we grew up with, it was like earth tones, it would make more sense that, at least some of the bigger ones, the predators, the raptors and things like that, or the predators, the meat-eating ones would be colorful. But, honestly, now that I think about it, like now predators are more camouflage. So what do you all think? Do y'all think they were colorful, or do you think they were camouflage? I feel like things like T-Rex, I mean, can they even be camouflage? Like they were huge. You would think that an animal would even hear them coming. So I don't know. Do y'all think they were colorful, or do you think they were? We'll never know. Like I don't think that they'll ever be able to know for 100% because I don't think that they've ever found a dinosaur with its skin that they can actually see. So I don't think we'll ever know whether it was colorful or not. Let me see. You said I have such a funny dinosaur joke, but you can't say it. I feel sorry for them. Lonely dinos. I have many T-Rexes and yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I find that very interesting. Fun fact. Did you all know that I wanted to be a paleontologist when I grew up? Look at me now. Raising mini T-Rexes. Didn't even have to dig up their bones. I could just raise the dinosaurs. But that's a fun fact. That's a educational fun fact tip about me as a child. I wanted to be a paleontologist. And I can't remember anything else that I possibly wanted to be. It does mention dragons. It does. Does mention, which I think that it also mentions unicorns. Did you know that? Bird bones don't fossilize. Really? Yeah, I have watched videos where people were talking about unicorns and then, how they thought that maybe they were rhinos. I have heard that. But it does say unicorn. I don't think in the Bible it says that they breathe fire. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Because typically our dragons of today, when we think of dragons, we think of fire-breathing dragons. But I cannot remember in the Bible if it says they breathe fire. I would assume that the dragons would be dinosaurs. Which we know, we know that a lot of animals are just gone. Yeah, that's my thought too, that, dragons are just dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are just dragons. But also, I think that we talk about animals going extinct, and they find fossils, and they know that certain animals existed, but, there's animals that they don't know. There's animals that they haven't been able to find. And I don't believe in, what's the word I'm looking for? Evolution. I just believe things change over time. I don't believe that I don't think an animal can change from one animal to the next. I think that they can adapt. I think animals can adapt. People are going to get mad at me for that, but I just don't believe in evolution. I don't believe that we can, change or that an animal can change from one thing to another. So let me see. I don't care if they breathe fire. If a pigeon that size of a truck with talons and teeth came at me from the sky. Yeah. Yeah, me too. Me too. It's one thing about it, though. We ain't got none now. Now we just got to worry about the person next to us, not some crazy animal. Here's the thing, though. I know it's so, childish in my brain. and like it's so ignorant to think this way, but I guess it's from movies growing up, and you all are probably gonna think I'm stupid for saying this, but like in Africa, it's like in my mind, I feel like everybody just like lives in the jungle, you know, like that they like that they gotta like fight off lions every day, which I'm sure they don't, you know, I'm sure it's like, you know, they've got the animals are over here and we're over here, you know. I know that there's issues of like tigers and stuff coming in India and things, and like they got to watch out for tigers and snakes and stuff. But like in Africa, I think of it as like all wild. Like they don't even have towns and cities. And I don't know why it's like that. Does anybody else think of it like that? Like every day they have to, you know, like fight a lion to, you know, get water. He said, how about the pygmy cannibal people? Ugh. I can't even think about cannibalism. I can't. It's, oh. I'm not big on, like, scary movies. And one day I came over to my sister's house, and they were watching a scary movie, her husband was, and it was a movie about cannibalism. It was awful. And so every time I think about it, that's all I can think about. And it causes, it literally hurts my heart. My heart's hurting right now because it grosses me out. Good night, Balls Eye Ben. That's what I was gonna say. Good night, Ben. Sorry. I butchered your name. Oh no. I'm sorry. That was awful. I didn't mean to. Please forgive me. He's probably not on here anymore. I feel bad. I feel bad. Good night, Ben. He said it happens. I'm sorry. I felt so bad. I felt so bad. Good night. Well, I better get off here too. Oh my gosh, it's 11:30. Okay, guys, I gotta get off here. This has been fun. What you said about me? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. It was an accident. It was an accident. I'm sorry. He said you're still lurking. I'm gonna keep you up. You're not even gonna be able to get to bed. You're gonna be up all night just watching to make sure I'm not calling you other names behind your back instead of right to your face. Sorry, it was an accident. I'm glad we all can laugh about it though, because everybody on here right now, at least that's in the chat, we have sense of humors. You can tell it's getting late because I'm talking nonsense. So I'm gonna get off here before I butcher somebody else's name, and actually hurt somebody's feelings. So, all right, guys, thank you all so much. Thank you, Mike and Ben, and I don't know who else has been on here this evening. The hot dog guy. If you're still on here, I'm gonna call you the hot dog guy because your pictures of hot dog, that's how I remember you. Quack Attack, good evening. No problem. Good night. Good night, everybody. See y'all later. Peace out. Peace, love, and dinosaurs. Okay? See you guys. Bye. Good night. See you later.